It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we are in the Steel City at Pittsburgh's Acrisure Stadium. Kicker Chris Boswell has it ready to go, and we are underway from Pittsburgh. From his end zone, here's Rashid Shaheed. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. In motion right, LLe-ge-nd. And they're going to give it to him on the jet sweep. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
Well, they gave up a few yards there, but all in all, I think it's a pretty nice job defensively against the jet sweep. If they don't slow him up, he might take it to the house, so they'll take that play every time on the defensive side of the ball.
Line of scrimmage, the 24. This is 2nd and 6. They'll give it up the middle to Miller. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. Here's Rattler. That is caught. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Pretty good throw there by the rookie to move the chains. So opening drive, 3rd down, they go with a slant. It works.
And I'm wondering when the league's going to figure it out, because everyone throws it on 3rd down. You expect pressure, so you want the ball in the hands of the quarterback quickly. It's a 3-step route ordinarily, and you're throwing it where you see the receiver breaking towards you. So it's an inside route. Everyone likes it, and it's executed very well. Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
2nd down, and it's Kamara again. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. So 3rd and 2, this quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. They'll try and throw with Rattler. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet, as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
They'll run it for the first time with Williams. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Jamal Williams from 17 yards out. And the Saints get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. The point after, good by Groupie. And it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, here's Groupie to kick this one away. Patterson going to bring this out of the end zone. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Now Wilson on 1st down. That's swung out wide to Harris. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
Now Wilson on second down. Throw left side complete. That's Warren. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A gain of 10, good for a Steeler first down. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. A short one there to Fryermuth. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Now a 2nd and 2. And they'll run for the first time with Najee Harris. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter action from Pittsburgh. It is the Steelers in control of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Harris running straight ahead. And some room to work. And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35. The Steelers picking up 15 yards there and a first down. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. So he'll be stopped here for no gain. And it'll be second down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
This one brought in by Jefferson. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Van Jefferson, 34 yards. And the Steelers are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. And on that one, able to catch it, also able to have the wherewithal to take it in for the score.
And how about the phases of a successful catch and a completion of a play? Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then, of course, the run after the catch that ends up in the end zone.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And this will be returned from deep in the end zone. And able to get this out to the 25. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Throwing is Rattler. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. That time defensively looked like they showed quite a bit of pressure, but backed off and it proved fruitful. They get the pick.
He went through all of his rules about getting rid of the ball quickly because he read blitz. He saw all those people stacked at the line of scrimmage, and then they fooled him by dropping into coverage. Now he's ready to get rid of the ball fast, but guess what? Too many defenders out there. Exactly as you described, an interception.
And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. 23 yards on the play.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a first down with a nice throw.
Now a first down carry for Harris. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. A gain of 3, second down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. Second and 7 with our score tied at 7, but they're planning to change that soon. Only question, will they get 3 or 6 out of it? They stay on the ground. Again, it's Harris, and he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with third down coming up. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2.
Mike, 53. 53. Mike. Watch the run.
On the give, this is Harris. And Harris is not going to get there. Great work defensively to stop him short.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Giving to the big tight end on 4th. And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Connor Hayward. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Steelers' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Extra point now by Boswell. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula to get them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
And Kamara's going to have a Saints first down as he'll get this up to the 43. And some pretty strong running there as he'll take this across the 50 and down to the 44. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half.
Okay, ready? 52 blaster.
A first down carry now for Miller. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down.
And, partner, when you run the ball on 3rd and 2, you're telling the whole world you've got nothing but confidence in your offensive line and your runner, and you expect to get it. But they were stuffed on that play. Only got 1 yard. Great job by the defensive front, the linebackers. Everyone got involved to force a 4th down.
So the kick from here on a field goal would have been right at 53 yards, but instead, offense out there. They're going for it. And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. Remember, that was 4th and a full 2 yards. There's a big difference between that and 4th and maybe 6 inches or a yard.
Yeah, you're exactly right, because when it's at 6 inches, you just fall forward and you pick it up, right? You just go quarterback sneak. But having to move bodies, that means you actually have to execute because they know what you're going to do. How are you going to make the right play call and get everyone into the right spot and win at the line of scrimmage? That's what they did there.
So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, we saw this franchise do this back in the 09 Super Bowl. The Saints will start the second half with an onside kick. And this doesn't work. The Steelers recover it. A very interesting call and one that backfires. I know they're losing, Charles, but boy, to start the second half with the onside kick, risky.
Felt like a sense of urgency from their side, coupled with, you and I both know the special teams coordinators, they sell their key plays each and every week to the head coach, don't they? And I guarantee he's been selling this one. We can get it, coach, we can get it. And that came together with that sense of urgency you talked about.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. Now run straight ahead with Warren. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
To throw is Wilson. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Calvin Austin, 37 yards, as his guys are able to extend their lead.
No lead safe in the new NFL, but this score is really going to give them some needed breathing room.
Boswell for the extra point. It's good, and it's 21-10. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They'll look to make some inroads here, trailing 21-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. A 10th carry for Kamara. And Kamara's going to have a Saints first down as he'll get this up past the 40. Now Rattler. That's caught. The tight end Hill. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Now they'll audible to something else. Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he picks up about 6 as he gets this down to the 41. From the 41, here's a second down and 4. To the air is Rattler. And it's intercepted. Picked off by Deshaun Elliott. And the Steelers force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. The rookie was trying to push it downfield, but the safety bit him.
And he'll learn that you have to hold the safety. And you do that with your head movement, your eyes, sometimes your shoulders. Hold the safety so that you can get back to the throw that you really want to make. He got so excited thinking his guy was open that he made it easy for the defensive back to go get the football.
Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1. On the give, it's Warren. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Now Wilson wants a different look. A handoff for Warren. And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. From just across the midfield stripe, here's 2nd and 3. Here's Warren. 7 yards there and a first down. It's a jet sweep. Wilson with a little pop pass. And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25. 3 quarters have come and gone. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Pittsburgh. It's Steeler football, and they have the lead as well as we begin quarter number 4. They hand this off to Harris. A little juke. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. On the run, it's Warren. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 40 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
As I take a look at the clock, I realize that this drive has eaten up a good portion of the 4th quarter already. Got to tell you, partner, when you're trying to salt away a game, this is exactly what it's supposed to look like.
Everyone got 4 down. Look out for number 30. Look out for number
30. Right back to him on first down. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. A nice pickup of 6 there to get him closer to the end zone, and it'll be 2nd and goal. One of the tight ends comes in motion. Harris trying to get to the goal line, but he's going to be stopped just short at the 1. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. Again, it's Harris, and he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Najee Harris punching it in from a yard away. And the Steelers have pretty well put it away here in the 4th quarter. Extra point now by Boswell. And the lead is up to 18 now. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense, gaining chunks of yardage, getting first downs, really making a push for the end zone, and looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
On 3rd down, Miller. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. They'll go. Here's Rattler. He's got his target. That's complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Kamara up the middle. Now they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. And this time they're able to bottle him up as they'll stop him at the line of scrimmage. Here's 2nd and 10. Rattler wants to throw it. And that'll be incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down. They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort. So after the run by Kamara, now another 1st and 10. His throw incomplete.
So it looks like they stopped some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But this defense gets 2 more stops. They can keep them out of that area.
Rattler going to throw again on 2nd and 10. This one swung out to Williams. He'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. That one good for 17 yards, and now they've got it 1st and goal. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
They'll try and run. This is Williams. And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5. And the ball smacked down on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Williams will try again. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Jamal Williams with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Saints have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Now the Saints offense will remain on the field and go for 2. They'll turn to Kamara. And he's going to get in for the 2 points. And that'll make this a 10-point game. After the touchdown, here's Groupie to kick this one away. Runs through the contact. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And 3 timeouts remaining here defensively, but really not much reason to use them at this point, as this one is all but over.
If they use the timeouts here, it's strictly for show. We got playing to catch.
And he is going to have a Steeler first down. All smiles on that sideline. That should be the one to do it. I guess he was saving his best for last, so to speak. Longest run of the day coming here in the 4th quarter right there.
And that type of run makes for a better night for him and his teammates, doesn't it? To be able to produce this late in the game can lead to some big smiles and satisfaction in the locker room after this one's over.
Now whistles and a timeout called here. Not sure of the point of this, but they'll stop it with 4 seconds to go in the game.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
Throwing now is Wilson. He'll let this go for the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And we talk so much about the turnover battle determining who wins and who loses. This game, no exception. They didn't turn the ball over at all, and they go on to victory.
They look like a smooth operation in this one, didn't they? Because you look at every facet of the game, they handled their business. Offense took care of the football, converted it into points. Defense took the ball away, gave it back to the offense. Special teams, right there with them. That's the type of game a coach is going to really love and value. And when they show the film, they have to be careful not to give out too many kudos and kill their motivation going forward.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Steelers earn the win at home as we say so long from Pittsburgh. EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us at the Caesars Superdome in downtown New Orleans. Glad you're with us. It's Blake Groupie to get this one started, and off we go here in New Orleans. And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. Right to the air is Mahomes. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
It's zone defense right away here defensively, and I know that these linebackers and DBs are going to be tested throughout. They passed the first test, though. This one falls incomplete.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. Got a man over the middle, Worthy. He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. Mahomes looks to throw on third down. Flush to his right. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. Mahomes going to change things up. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Being chased out left. He's going deep for Brown. And that's caught inside the 35. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. Working from the gun, Mahomes dancing to his left. Gets this into the hands of Gray, the tight end. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. And between the last two plays, they moved it over half the length of the football field. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, here's Pacheco. And a pickup of about 4 down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line. Facing a 2nd and 6 from the 8. And he just throws this one away. That was a bit strange, and here comes the flag. We saw it, too. Nobody in the vicinity of that throw, and that earns him the penalty.
Yeah, you got to at least get it close enough to one of your own guys in order to dodge the penalty.
So now it's 3rd and long, because remember, they also lose it down on the grounding call. Now here's Mahomes. It's Kelsey on the ground. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. They get 15, but they still needed a little bit more. 4th down.
And that big gain may just change the thought process here on 4th down. I think in the red zone, they might now consider going for it on 4th down.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. And now before they run this play on 4th and 1, we're going to get a break and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. They'll run for it with Pacheco. And he's going to take it into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Isaiah Pacheco taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Chiefs' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Now Mahomes to the line as the Chiefs are going to go for the 2-point try. They're going to keep it on the ground. Well, they had that great, long, methodical drive to put it in the end zone. Then they tried to bite off a little more and get 8 points. Instead, they're sitting at 6.
But didn't that feel like a decision that they made on Tuesday?
Yeah. Well, you usually say that's what they do, right?
Right. That's the best one. The best ones do that. They take the emotion out of it. That felt like that was scripted. Hey, if we score in the opening drive, we're going to go for 2 and try and really gain an advantage.
From his end zone, here's Rashid Shaheed. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage here by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. In motion right, LLe-ge-nd. He'll get it here on the jet sweep. And right away, he lost the football. It's going to be a nice pickup, but he also takes a pretty good lick at the end of that one. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. And you probably talked about this training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away. On 1st and 10, it's Rattler. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Well, anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try and hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time, they were up to the challenge.
Rattler to try again on 2nd and 10. There's Chris Olave. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 14 yards is the pickup. 1st down, New Orleans.
That's a nice catch there. Remember, he had the fumble earlier. No way he was giving up the ball in that situation. Secured it tight to his body and picks up the 1st down.
From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. 6-0 our score after 1. Ready for the 2nd quarter from New Orleans. It's the Saints in possession as they've got it with a 2nd and 10. A give. This is Kamara. And he'll take this close to a 1st down at the Chiefs' 39. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he's going to have the 1st down, yardage to the 35. Again, it's Kamara. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. 10 yards, good for his Saints, 1st down.
You use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
A give to Kamara running right. He'll get this down to the 21, just on the edge of the red zone.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. He wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole, Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
They'll run it for the first time with Williams. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be third down. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. And now they'll shift things around. On third down, here's Kamara. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
Plenty of things to talk about here, partner, but to me, their defense gave up a touchdown on the first drive. How about how they're responding, coming back? That's a big third down pickup to keep their drive alive.
A first down carry now for Miller. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Second and 7. They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Alvin Kamara taking it in from 11 yards out. And the Saints are an extra point away from taking the lead. And it's no good. He missed it. And the game remains tied. Oh, boy. So back even at 6 apiece as the kick's away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent author a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
And he'll just get rid of it.
This is part of why this guy's got multiple MVPs on the mantle. We're used to seeing him make the impossible throws, but here Mahomes knows he's got nothing, so wisely just gets rid of it.
Mahomes looking to throw on 3rd and 2. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And he will have a Chiefs first down, and he was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3. Now it's Mahomes again. Another completion here to Hunt. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. Now Patrick going to change the play. From midfield, here's Mahomes. Looking downfield for Kelsey. He's got it at the 15. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Travis Kelsey, 50 yards. And the Chiefs will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. Well, that's a heck of a response to regain the lead after we had seen the touchdown to tie the game.
I would say what we just saw there was a great amount of poise, because typically when teams tie the game up, it's a little bit of a, how would you say, you kind of take a step back and have to get yourself regrouped. They regrouped in a hurry.
And he's going to go down. Can't get rid of it. So a sack on a 2-point try. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
And they're not going to go quietly into this halftime break. They know they're in for a fight, so they're trying to make every possession count. They took the big shot there, but it winds up incomplete.
2nd and 10. Rattler once more. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds.
As this old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
3rd down, Rattler to the air. Shakes off the set and hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And this ball recovered by the offense. But remember, they cannot advance it here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So this will be blown dead, and it'll come back to the spot of the fumble. And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on 4th down. They'll throw now on the final play. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Chiefs on top. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. The Saints going to go on offense first, and they trail here as we begin quarter number 3. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And they do trail, but they have a chance to possess the football first to try and do something about it.
And that certainly makes it something of an important drive for them, because is it going to win the game?
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Alvin Kamara. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Saints come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the 3rd quarter. Groupie able to add the PAT. And that will put them on top here in the 3rd. After the touchdown, here's Groupie to kick this one away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he probably wishes he would have sat on that one. Instead, he's only able to get this up beyond the 15-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And they'll be working from behind now following the touchdown a moment ago on the opening drive of the half.
I think the guys right now, as they go out on offense, they're zeroing in on one big key. They don't have to do anything differently just because they're down on the scoreboard now. The intent, still the same in what they plan to do on offense.
So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and that'll bring up a 2nd down in just a couple. Throwing now is Mahomes. Escaping the pressure right. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. Looking to throw is Mahomes. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Play action. Now it's Mahomes. Steps away. Now he'll throw deep left side. And that, nearly picked off. Well, it would have been a great time for their first interception of the game. Instead, it's second down. Mahomes now to throw. It's complete to Brown, right side. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. And Mahomes sees something. He'll change the play. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. That's caught right side by Worthy. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Mahomes to throw. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Alontae Taylor. And the Saints are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line. And that could turn out to be a giant play, Charles. You got an offense driving to take the lead, but they're turned away on the INT.
And I think that we might look back on this in the fourth quarter and say, that was the play of the game.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense.
Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. They run it again with Kamara. There he goes, right side. And he'll get this all the way down to the Chiefs' 25-yard line. 171 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon. So you got the lead here in the second half. Obviously, you love big runs like that at any time. Here, you really like them.
And how about the confidence that's being exhibited by that offense now? They don't care what you're lining up doing on the defensive side. They want the big fella to carry the football and carry it often.
And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Give him maybe a yard, quite the opposite from the previous big gainer.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
From the 24 now, here's a 2nd and 9. Here's Rattler. Gets this complete to Shaheed. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4. They'll throw. Here's Rattler. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. We have played 3 quarters. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now here live in New Orleans. This one's still anybody's ball game. It's a 1-point difference here as we begin the fourth quarter of play. So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Back to the ground. It's Kamara. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, they've had success on the ground on this drive, and that makes the defense more likely to overcommit to stop the run as they did on that play. But keep in mind, it makes him susceptible to play-action passes as well.
Kamara gets it again on second down. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara taking it in from 11 yards out. And the Saints will add to their fourth quarter lead. The point after, good by Groupie. And that will ensure that it will take a touchdown and a two-point conversion to tie it. After the touchdown, here's Groupie to kick this one away. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. He brings the kickoff back 85 yards. And the Chiefs have a chance to tie things up as they trail by 2 here in the fourth. So now a big spot here as the Chiefs will indeed go for 2. Mahomes will throw for it. And he's got it. The conversion good, and we are tied in the fourth. Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the fourth as the kick's away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And the question, can they turn that interception into points? A tie game for the moment in the fourth quarter. They begin on the ground with Kamara. 191 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
Staying on the ground on first with Kamara. And he'll get it down to the 47 here.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
On second down, here's Miller. And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Again, it's Miller. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. Here comes second down at 5. A man who's been busy this afternoon. It's Kamara again. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10. A shotgun handoff now to Miller. Oh, fine work there as he gets this thing down to the 11-yard line. Here's 1st down.
Right, 97.
Kamara up the middle. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line.
Well, they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Second down, 8 yards to go.
Drill, 52.
They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Now, what's the thinking here? Because a touchdown would be nice, but you've ensured yourself a chance at 3 in the lead, so how worried are you about the 6?
You're not very worried about if you're confident in your kicker. And if you got a kicker who can put it through the post, you feel really good about trying to bleed that clock down. In an ideal scenario, your kicker puts it through the post as the clock hits zeros.
Coming left is Kamara. And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely, maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
They run. It's Kamara. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. And the Chiefs are going to signal for and be granted another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Superdome in downtown New Orleans. The kicker, Dustin Hopkins, set to get this one going. And we are underway from the Superdome. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. As Shaheed going to go in motion. Here's Rattler now on 1st and 10. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 13 yards on the game's opening play.
And as you're game planning as a staff, you go through all the different ways you can neutralize the other guy's pass rushers. Extra linemen, leave a tight end in, bring the running backs back in to block. Or you can do this, a little simple screen pass, and it works to perfection.
Jet sweep. Here's LLe-ge-nd.
And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46.
Second down and a yard.
The first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. They'll try and throw with Rattler.
Flushed out right. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And this is picked up by the Browns. And without a doubt, not the way they pictured that opening drive unfolding.
No, they were making progress. They weren't exactly in high gear, but they were making a few yards along the way. And now that they've coughed it up, you got to go back to the sidelines and regroup a little bit.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. Flash the stick skills on that run, but then stop shy of the 35. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. From the gun, here's Watson.
Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted.
I'll tell you what, credit is due there on them preventing the touchdown after that interception.
How about him chasing him down and not giving up the pick 6? Because what happens a lot of the time is when you see the interception, you just kind of hang your head a little bit and you momentarily pause because you're frustrated. He shook that off and gave great chase and got it done.
Still a great return and very good field position. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line.
Here's a 2nd and 5. Throwing is Rattler. That is caught by LLe-ge-nd. Touchdown, New Orleans.
From 13 yards out.
And the Saints take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Groupie able to add the PAT.
And that makes the score 7-0.
After the touchdown, here's Groupie to kick this one away. Nyheim Hines now out of his end zone. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
Eluding the pressure right.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted.
And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
Well, they're certainly not giving much help to their defense, are they? Because for the second time now, that D has had to run back out on the field early after an interception. And remember, on the last drive, the opposing side took it in for 6 after that interception.
Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there's not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
On second down, Kamara. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Back to throw here. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. So he got 9 yards that time, but he needed 10, and it brings up 4th and 1.
Well, you admire anyone trying to pick up an additional couple of yards. They're just not worth it when you take shots like that. Quarterbacks have to stay in the game and stay on the field.
Here we go with Kamara. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20. I love those plays. 4th and 1. That's who wants it more, this time the offense.
Yeah, there's a lot of hooting and hollering in there, right? A lot of contact and a lot of collisions as they try and find some space. Who's going to drop their hips, gain leverage, and move the other side backwards? We saw it there for the offense getting it done.
And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Come on, set, 45, 1.
From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Yellow, 22. Ultra.
Try to pound it in, Kamara. And he maneuvers his way down to the 3-yard line. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Kamara will score. Touchdown, New Orleans.
Well, he's been the workhorse on this drive, and it would have been unfair to bring someone else in to finish the job. So they go back to him again, and he delivers with a touchdown run.
The point after, good by Groupie. And that'll make the score 14-0.
After the touchdown, here's Groupie to kick this one away. Out of the end zone, here comes Hines. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit. Like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with it. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
He takes this for 3 to the 29. First carry now for Nick Chubb. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. And again, it's Chubb.
And he's going to have a Browns first down as good running gets him to about the 44.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
A pair of first downs gives him a 1st and 10 up at the 44. A shotgun snap for Watson. He finds his man, complete. That's Ford. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Boy, he ran free there after the catch as that winds up going for 38. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. The handoff to Ford up the middle. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Now Watson. He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. Wreaking havoc was Nathan Shepard, the D tackle.
Well, you're already up a couple of scores here in the first half defensively, and Charles, they just seem to be playing really free on that side of the football.
I love the observation because with that type of a lead, they feel like they can take a few more chances and be even more aggressive, and it's been paying off for them so far this game.
Flushed out right.
And oh no, it's incomplete. Well, it's a touchdown if he holds on, but somehow took his eyes off of it, falls to the ground, and brings up 4th down.
Hopkins' kick is good, and they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3.
So, Charles, they are on the board after that kick. So 3 drives, 3 points. Obviously not the start that you were hoping for, but they're able to erase that 0 off the scoreboard.
Yeah, I guess what you're saying is a point of drive is now what offenses are striving for by any stretch. They're happy they've got 3 now. They hope that that unlocks their offense for bigger points down the road.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel
nowhere to go. Here he lost the football.
And this ball recovered by the offense. But remember, they cannot advance it here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So this will be blown dead, and it'll come back to the spot of the fumble. The fumble on first down now. Here's second down.
Trying the left side with Kamara. And he'll be taken down at the 18. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
I think we all suspected that they were going back to him after he found the end zone on his last carry, and they kept the positive momentum going there. Another nice run by him.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
That'll be taken in by Shaheed.
So the completion good for 6 yards. And that's going to make it 4th down. The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And they're going to at least line up to go for it here on 4th down.
They'll go. Here's Rattler.
And this one is incomplete. A real head-scratcher there. And the Browns are going to get this thing back. Excellent field position. So they take a big chance here in their own territory. And you think the coach may have some questions to answer?
Yeah, and, you know, normally we focus on the media, right? The social media barrage that he's going to get for this one. How about on his own sideline and in his locker room? Because I think the team's going to look at him like, Coach, why would we go for it there? I mean, no confidence in the defense. You don't like the punter. I mean, what's going on here? You owe us some explanations.
And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds.
Here comes 3rd and the length of the football. On the ground, it's Ford.
A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Again, they turn to Ford.
And here he'll get it down to the 7. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. On 2nd down, here's Watson out to his left. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Deshaun Watson taking it in from 7 yards away.
And the Browns get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
Extra point good by Hopkins. And that makes it a 14-10 ball game. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away.
And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half. I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
97.
1st down, here's Rattler.
Steps away to his left. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing a throw. Now they've got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the first down. And don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
Rattler looks to throw on second down.
Eluding the pressure right. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2.
To the air is Rattler.
And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There's pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
Here we go on 4th down. And he is not going anywhere. They stop him for no gain. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And it'll be a turnover on downs. So even though it's 1st down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. They spot it on the midfield stripe. So it is a 60-yard attempt here. And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it.
Charles, even as long field goals become more and more common, this is still very rarefied air. Only just over 20 field goals have been kicked from 60 yards or further, and you can add his name to the list now.
And as calm as he tried to present himself, there's no doubt there were some nerves as he lined up to attempt that kick. But once the ball was snapped, he just swept the leg and boom, over the crossbar.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3.
Yeah, you got to wait until that ball goes 10 yards. They did not. They hit it before, and that draws the flag every time.
And there's no doubt in my mind that converting an onside kick has never been tougher in the NFL with the new rules. So trying to get it to 10 yards, timing up perfectly, that's tough enough to begin with. But when you go ahead and grab it before it goes, you got no shot then.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Here's Watson. Rolling to his left. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
Hopkins' kick is good, and with it, they have taken the lead. So it's his 3rd field goal now in the ball game, and they've needed his leg. This last one gives him the lead.
It's been a back-and-forth kind of a game, hasn't it? Now you got to tell your defense, guys, need you to make this stand up because we got the momentum going in the right direction, but we need you to make sure we carry it home.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense.
They're coming off a 4th down gamble that last drive that backfired, CD, but really not as badly as it could. Their defense held up and only gave up 3 points.
And what they want to do is play off the momentum the defense gave them. Only giving up the 3 points in that situation after they failed on 4th down. Now they want to make it pay off. They want to pay homage to the defense and have their own drive pay off in points for themselves.
They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 2 straight runs of 5 yards, 1st and 10.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. A 10th carry for Kamara. And he is going to lose yardage here. That second down play nets a -4.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Tough spot here. 3rd down and 11. From the gun, here's Rattler.
Buying time to his left. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
And those two just have been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
Now let's see how the offense still out there. They elect to go on 4th and 11. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. A surprising move to go for it, and predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off, and that will force a turnover on downs. On first down, it's Watson. That's complete. It's Elijah Moore. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Now Watson, he's going to move him around.
This is Ford. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Watson now to throw. Flush to his right. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball.
And it's second down.
But I think he's got to be careful as he continues to try to extend plays because he's already been intercepted in this game. And the coverage, they continue to challenge all of his receivers downfield.
Now it's the backup Winston. Escaping the pressure right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
And when you're in a one-score game in the second half, now's not the time to force the football in the places where you shouldn't. And that's a smart decision to just get that one out of there.
On third down, Winston.
And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
But based on the play we just saw there, he might not be the guy you want to challenge in coverage on these all-important snaps. He certainly looks dialed in right now.
Hopkins' kick is good, and that will push the lead up to 5.
So his second field goal now here in this third quarter.
The first one got him the lead, and this one adds to it, but by no means is this one locked down. This is very much anyone's game.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he returns this to the 22.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And last time, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. We'll see if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go-around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game. And sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. This time, will it result in points? We'll find out. So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Now Rattler Forced out to his left. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's third down.
I'm not quite sure what he thought he saw there, but the reality was certainly a much different picture than what he anticipated. And give credit to the defense. They were down on the flash when he broke out of there, and they forced him out with almost nothing to show for his efforts.
The offense on third down, a pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
Rattler wants to throw it.
Being chased out left.
He lets it go deep for LLe-ge-nd.
That's caught inside the 20.
He'll have the first down and more than that.
Touchdown, New Orleans.
Chris LLe-ge-nd.
2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
And the Saints use the defensive breakdown to take the lead away here in the 4th. And they'll turn to Kamara.
And he'll get into the end zone. So now a field goal would only tie as they up their lead to 3.
After the touchdown, here's Groupie to kick this one away. Out of the end zone, here comes Hines. And he probably wishes he would have sat on that one. Instead, he's only able to get this up beyond the 15-yard line.
The Cleveland offense ready to go.
And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the 4th quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. And he's just going to run right into that big old defensive end, and that play going nowhere.
Watson off play action.
Oh, he'll air this one deep for Judy. And now Watson throws another interception. Picked off by Paulson Adebo.
Partner, I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
Strike. Check. Strike.
They begin on the ground with Kamara.
And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Rattler working out of the gun.
Flushed out right. On the run, he'll let it go deep, right sideline. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Just because you've got the lead in the 4th, it doesn't mean you have to play it safe. I like the aggressive play call there to push it downfield. That time, it didn't work out.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
From the shotgun, Rattler.
This one to the right, caught by Valdez-Scantling. He's brought down after a pickup of 5, but he needed 8. 4th down. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll try and run for it. Escapes the defender. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Not often do 4th down conversions result in 23 yards, but that's the case here. 1st down.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing, in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
And he'll get a couple here down to the 22. Well, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw.
That'll be caught by Hill. And he is going to have a Saints first down, although it doesn't appear to be by much. He needed 4, and he got 4 on third down.
Ready. Black 40. Steal. Check steal.
Up the middle, it's Williams. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15, a gain of 3. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up second down.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball.
Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts, as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Rattler from the gun, third down. That is caught. Touchdown. Taysom Hill, a 14-yard touchdown. And the Saints get an important score there to extend their lead here this fourth quarter. Here's Groupie for the PAT.
And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
After the touchdown, here's Groupie to kick this one away. Out of the end zone, here comes Hines.
And he's going to be out of bounds on the return. Not a great return. They'll start back around the 17.
Here's 1st and 10. Here's Watson.
He'll buy some time right.
Gets this to Moore.
And they work this well upfield across the 45.
Well, they need to score and score quick. 1 timeout remaining. Final minute. 1st and 10. Watson's throw complete there to Moore.
And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds.
Here comes 2nd down. Watson to throw.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
Picked off by Paulson and Debo. And the Saints are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line. Well, we knew this was going to be a tall order anyway, down 2 scores with this little time remaining, but that interception puts an end to any hopes that they had.
All right, partner, work with me here because obviously scoring a touchdown.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness.
Picked off by Greg Newsome. And the Browns are going to have it here.